The inflation numbers for July are out in the United States, and they could potentially signal where the U.S. economy is headed. Despite a stream of bad economic news and rapidly rising prices, the numbers tend to suggest that inflation in the United States might be nearing an inflection point of sorts. Our Lee Ji-yoon with more.
Has inflation peaked? That was the key question coming into Wednesday's report on the U.S. Consumer Price Index. And it appears that for now, the answer is yes. Inflation in the U.S. seems to have reached a turning point as the Consumer Price Index stayed flat in July from a month earlier, and the pace of on-year increase slowed to 8.5%. That's still high, but it is lower than in June when prices were up 9.1% from a year ago.
Today, we received news that our economy had 0% inflation in the month of July. 0%. Here's what that means. While the price of some things went up last month, the price of other things went down by the same amount.
The Consumer Price Index measures what consumers pay for goods and services. And thanks to slumping energy and gasoline prices, the numbers from last month brought the country's annual inflation down slightly from a 4-decade high. Prices at the pump fell about $1 from their record highs earlier this year of over $5 per gallon, coming back to around the $4 mark nationwide. But experts say the war on inflation is far from over, as no one can be sure that prices will keep on falling.
Now, I think most people would go ahead and say we're still in a period of crosswinds. We have a great deal of volatility. As we've seen some ease in the pressure, upward pressure that is. It doesn't mean prices haven't been increasing. They have been.
Eyes are also on how the Federal Reserve will go about its planned rate hikes, as the latest inflation numbers were the first positive reading since the Fed began raising rates in March. Prices in the U.S. have been skyrocketing due to global supply chain disruptions, the COVID-19 pandemic, and Russia's war in Ukraine. Lee Ji-yoon, Arirang News.